Hello, I'm Dr. Craig Escude, President of Intellectability, formerly known as Health Risk Screening. Welcome to Medical Monday. One of the things that we are challenged with during times of COVID is with social isolation. We know that there are increased risks to being isolated, to not being able to interact with friends and family. We've seen this in higher incidences of feelings of loneliness, of anxiety, of depression, and even suicide has gone up during this time. And when we think about people with disabilities, they are equally, if not greater, affected from these same types of things as well. And you know, the ways we're communicating now with Zoom meetings and web-based connections is really good and really helpful, but it's just not the same as being there in person. If you are a person who works with people with disabilities or a family member who has a loved one with a disability, it can be a real challenge trying to figure out if a person should indeed participate in a particular activity or not. Are the risks too great for them to participate in some sort of either work activity or social activity or an event, or are the benefits greater than the actual risks? Well, one of the things that we've done at Intellectability is to create a decision-making support document. We call it the Risk-Benefit Return to Activity form. It's a PDF type form that you can grab online at our website, replacingrisk.com, and it helps a person kind of systematically go through the potential risks and the potential benefits to participating in group activities again or social activities again. So when we look at the form, you know, we have to identify, you know, of course, the type of event it is, that's very important. And then the form helps you to look at some of the personal risks. So maybe there's a requirement that you have to have social distancing. So one of the first questions is, well, can the person social distance and remain 6 feet away from other people, either independently or do they need support to do this? Can the person wear a mask? Can they wear it for long enough for that event to occur? Or can they only tolerate a mask for a few minutes? That would be an important thing to know. Can the person wash their hands independently? Can they handle their own body fluids? Can they go to the bathroom okay and manage you know, those types of things? Or if they sneeze or cough, are they able to manage those types of things? So those look at some of those types of personal risks. There's another section that looks at situational risks. You know, what's the community, the level of spread in that particular community right now? Are there laws or ordinances in place that say everybody has to wear masks or social distance? What's the person's living arrangement? If that person, say it's determined that that person can participate in an event, but then they come back home and they're living with 4 or 5 other people, are they putting those people at risk? So that's another factor to consider. Maybe, you know, there's a virtual option for that type of event, and it may be better to participate in the virtual option. Or maybe there's no virtual option, so that might be a factor to consider. The next section looks at health risks. What are the person's health risks that we know increase the risk of poorer outcomes if a person gets COVID? Things like diabetes, obesity, known respiratory issues, or cardiovascular issues. So the form asks a number of questions about those types of health risks. And then the next section is about benefits. You know, is socialization important to this person to help them manage things such as anxiety or mood issues or mental health, you know, issues that the person has? How important is routine? Is it really important that the person keeps this routine? And are the risks greater if they aren't able to keep the routine of these activities? Does the person earn a wage? If a person works and makes money and that helps to support them, that's an important thing to consider as to whether or not they should participate in an activity. You know, does the person receive positive reinforcement from these activities and in other ways as well? So this form was designed to help the person with a disability and people who support people with disabilities to be able to make a decision, an educated decision on whether or not the benefits outweigh the risks of participating in particular activities. And it doesn't make the decision for you because those things are too individualized, but it helps you think through the different things you need to consider to make the best decision possible. So again, you can find this form at replacingrisk.com on our COVID-19 webpage. It's freely available to anyone who wants to use it, and we hope that you put it to good use.
Hey everybody, thanks for checking out this episode of Medical Mondays with Dr. Craig Escude. We'll be back next week with a brand new episode and a brand new topic. So make sure to go down below and hit that subscribe button. We're also working on some new episodes for you guys, as well as putting out the podcast every week. So thank you all for watching, and we will see you next time.